Dividing whole numbers. Long division places the second number in front, and this is not always the smaller number. And so there's different ways to show divide. We can show it like, for this problem here, we can show it like this, or we can go like this, where we have this fraction bar or division bar now. Or we can show it like this. Now let's go over our example 1. So this second number we're going to place in front, which is what we did right here. Now we go 63, and we're trying to see how many times it can go into 2,583. So 63 is a very large number, and so is this number. So we're going to have to start doing some guesses and then multiplications over on the side in order to get this. So 63 can't go into 2 because 63 is larger than 2. It can't go into 25, so we'll look at the first 2 digits because 63 is still larger than 25. But it can go into 258. Now, 258. So 63. So let's go over a few things. So 63, if we times it by 3, what does that become? 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 6 is 18. So we get 189. Let's go 63 times 4. Now 3 times 4 is 12. Carry the 1. 6 times 4 is 24, plus this 1 is 25. So 252. So this 252 is pretty close to 258. So 63 can go into 258 4 times. So we put it above the 8. And we're going to put 252 below, and we're going to go ahead and subtract. Now we have 8 minus 2, which is equal to 6. 5 minus 5 is 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. So we're left with just 6. So our next step is to bring down the next digit, which is our 3. Now 63 can go into 63 one time. So 63 times 1 is 63. We subtract and we get 0. So we know that we're done as we have a remainder of 0. And so 63 can go into 2,583 41 times. So that would be our solution. Now let's look at another example. Example 2. The cost of our project was $16,800 for the number of hours worked by an electrician. The rate of an electrician is 175 per hour. How many hours did an electrician work? What we're doing is taking the 16,800 and dividing it by 175. So we look at 175 and we see how many times it can go into this other number. Now we can't go into 1, it can't go into 16 as it's still larger. And we look at the first 3 digits, 168, and we notice that 168 is less than 175. So this is still not what we can do. So then we need to extend it to the next 4 digits. So 175 into 1,680. So how many times you can go into them? So on the side, we're going to do some multiplication. So we're going to say that it's pretty close to 10, because if we multiplied 175 times 10, we'd get 1,750. As we just add a 0 when we multiply by 10 by a number. So we're going to go ahead and multiply it by 9. So 5 times 9 is 45. Put the 5 below, carry the 4. 7 times 9 is 63, plus 4 is 67. Put the 7 below, carry the 6. 1 times 9 is 9, plus 6 is 15. So we're left with 1,575. So let's go ahead and do that. So 175 can go into 1,680 9 times. And so we put the number below, and we're going to go ahead and subtract. Now we can't go 0 minus 5, so we need to borrow from the 8, and that becomes a 7. And this now becomes a 10 as we borrow a whole 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 7 minus 7 is 0. 6 minus 5 is 1, and 0. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So we're left with 105, which 105 is less than 175, so we know we couldn't have done it any more times going into that number. So we know we did it right, as this number is less. So now what we do is we bring down the next digit, and we look at this number, and we look at 175 going into 1050. Well, we know it's a lot less than 9, as 175 times 9 is 1,575. So we're going to go ahead and guess that it's, we'll say 6. Now 5 times 6 is 30. So 0 below, carry the 3. 7 times 6 is 42. Plus the 3 is 45. So we have a 5, carry the 4. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 4 is 10. So we got lucky and we know it's 6. So 175 times 6 is 1050. We subtract and we get 0. So 175 can go into 16,896 times. So there's 96 hours worked by an electrician. Now let's look at another example. Example 3. What was the hourly rate of electrician if the number of hours on a project was 56 hours and the cost of the project was $2,352 for just an electrician? So we have 56 as our second number, and we're going to place that in front. Then we have this 2,352, and we're looking to see how many times it can go into it. So 56 can't go into 2 or 23, as 23 is still smaller than 56. But 56 can go into 235. So let's go ahead and do that. 56 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24. Carry the 2. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 2 is 22. So we get 224. So we would say 56 can go into 234 4 times. Put the 4 above the 5. Place the 224 below. Now we subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. And 2 minus 2 is 0. Now we have 11. So now we just go ahead and bring down the 2. So 56 can go into 112. Let's try 2 times. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry the 1. 2 times 5 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. So 56 can go into 112 2 times. So we place it above the next number. And we can go ahead and subtract. And we get 0 here. So 56 can go into 2,352 42 times. So that is the rate of the hourly rate of electrician. So $42.